David Billsborough with Tendai on the camera here, and we are Cheshire Cars based in Crewe in Cheshire, and we've been established for 26 years, and it's fair to say in those years we've had our ups and downs and big changes in the industry. But one of the changes that we're now experiencing is, of course, the move in from petrol diesel cars to electric and hybrid vehicles. Now, a few weeks ago we made a video introducing that we were going to do a mini series. So this is the first, if you like, episode 1 of that mini series, and this video will be covering just purely electric vehicles. So before we get into the video, please consider subscribing to our channel. There will be a subscribe button inside the video. Just hit the subscribe button and you'll get every update that we give. You get an alert to it, so please do consider doing that. 1,300 plus of you have already done that, and the channel's now approaching 1 million views, which is unbelievable. So I'm going to have some special celebration for the 1 millionth view, which should be sometime in the next couple of months. So yes, we're here now to talk in episode 1 on EV, electric vehicles. What does it mean? I'm going to go from the basic all the way through, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, try and condense everything that we've experienced, and we can speak about it fairly confidently because we have had them. Yes, we've had electric vehicles in Cheshire Cars, and I'll touch on the very last one, which was only a short while ago. It was a mini electric which went from Crewe to London by yours truly. We delivered it down to a nice couple in Chelsea in London. So yes, EV stands for electric vehicle, which means there's no petrol or diesel engine at all. It's propelled through the car's batteries. And there's various places they put the batteries, but one of the favourite ones are underneath where you sit, on the floor pan of the car. And depending how far the range is, so you've got ranges going from say 65 miles up to some of the Teslas at 400 miles. And obviously to gain that distance in range, capacity of travel, you need to have very good batteries, and they need to be robust and also self-generating. So we'll cover regenerative braking in a moment. So yes, some of the small city cars that are designed to go around sort of, I don't know, local areas in the cities or towns will get you probably 100 miles tops. As we see the new generation of cars with batteries, technology improving, we're now seeing some of the cars of say 3 or 4 years ago, like the Nissan Leaf and the Renault Zoe, that were the forerunners to electric vehicles. We're now seeing those batteries on those cars in excess of 200-mile range. Now, what can interfere with the range? Well, the temperatures can. So in this country, in the UK, we suffer with cold winter months, maybe 5 or 6 of those, so that will have an impact on the actual distance a car purely running off the batteries will run. And of course, like anything else, don't forget, a battery diminishes with the amount of charging you do. So each time you charge it, then it loses a fraction of its capacity that it was when it was new. So please do bear that in mind. So on average, as a rule of thumb, a car with a range of say 250 miles probably in reality achieve about 170, 180, maybe 190. If it's a car with a regenerative braking system, which is, you know, I mean, the Mini we had was super, the regenerative braking, and it certainly gave an extra 10 or 15 miles and made sure that you got the 145 range, which I did. But to do that, I had to turn off certain things like the radio and the heaters. So I know it sounds bizarre that you're having to do that, but if you are one of those people that gets a little bit anxious, it's called range anxiety. It's a new buzzword if you've got an electric vehicle. So if you're classed as a person with range anxiety, then you'll want to turn off things that you're not probably going to use. So you may not want to listen to radio, turn it off. Satellite navigation, you know where you're going, turn it off, etc. Then that should eke you a few more miles out of the battery. So yes, don't look at the range that they suggest as actual. It's the best case scenario with good weather. So the cold winter months you will get less, and if you have to put the heater on, the heated rear window on, etc., then you can expect to get a considerable amount less from your car. But look, why don't you people that are hopefully watching the video comment in the comments box. We'd love to read some of your comments about your experiences with electric vehicles as well, because it's always good for everyone else that will pick up the video. So I've gone past 2 minutes, I'm guessing already, so I'm just trying to sort of condense it now. So fast charge, which will take the battery to about 80% capacity from almost empty in about under an hour. I would say if you use a motorway service station or a high street fast charger. The fast chargers with the best are probably Tesla, let's be honest. They've been going the longest, so they've got a good network. Everyone else, I'm afraid, is catching up, but they are going to catch up, and we will catch up. So you can charge a car battery from a 13 amp plug, and in fact that's what you get with most cars, the 13 amp plug and a charger that will charge your car overnight, 8, 9, 10 hours, or if you have a home charger, there are different performances of chargers, but generally speaking one of the quicker ones might do it in 4 to 5 hours. But obviously for charging overnight, it's cheap electricity, hopefully. So if you contract with the electricity company, it has been negotiated correctly, you'll be able to benefit from some super cheap charges overnight. So it really will be a game changer for some people. But for other people, maybe not quite so, and they may want to wait 3 or 4 more years, 5 years, even 6 years, until we get more and more infrastructure, charging infrastructure, more widespread through the countryside. So for those people, it may still well be petrol or diesel, and that's fine because we're not seeing any downturn, significant downturn in that demand for that fuel. So that's David Bilsborough. I'm going to have to cut it, otherwise we're going to be here until the cows come home. We may do a part 2 of this on electric vehicles. I feel I've only scraped the edge of it. So please, we'd love to read your comments. Get in touch with us, leave a few comments, and we'll maybe, if you've got any questions you'd like to ask, send the questions in and we'll specifically answer them individually. So I hope we're not going to get sort of hit by hundreds of questions. If we're going to get hit by hundreds of questions, we'll have to do another video to answer the general question that's coming out, the general theme, if you like. That's David Bilsborough, Cheshire Cars, crew in Cheshire. There'll be another video from Tendai and myself in the coming days and weeks. Have a great evening. Thank you for listening and watching.